I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is the nausea and the vomiting that goes along with it seem to be a problem of the past. The bad news is now I have a new, completely opposite problem to contend with, which is I'm constipated. Yay! So basically, I went from one extreme of not being able to keep any of the food that I put in my body inside my body to I can't get any of the food that I put in my body outside of my body. So went from nothing stays in to nothing comes out. Now, I don't know exactly what is causing the constipation. My theory is because they gave me a higher dose of Decadron when I was at the hospital, and that causes constipation at higher levels. And since I re-increased the dosage, even though it's not that high and I had no issues with constipation when it was at that level, it's the only logical explanation. So, whatever the cause is, basically, I'm full of shit at this point. Sorry for that image if you're a visual person. So, yeah, things are in a way better than they were, in another way worse than they were. So it's basically like I traded one problem for another because, yes, throwing up sucks and feeling nauseous all day sucks, but feeling like your stomach is going to explode every single time you move, and sorry, this is going to be kind of gross, but having your anus feel like it's on fire because you try to poop to get it out of your system and it just doesn't work and it ends up hurting is also not pleasant. So it's really like, honestly, I couldn't tell you which is worse. They both suck in their own way. And of course, as a result of constipation and everything that comes with it, yesterday night really sucked. I did not sleep well. I did not sleep a lot. And I was in constant pain all night because I felt like I needed to poop and I couldn't, and I tried multiple times. And the coughing that goes along every time I get up, and then the breathing issues from staying awake all night and, being in pain and uncomfortable and in that unpleasant state. So, yeah, yesterday night sucked, and now I feel exhausted. And there's nothing I can do. It's like, okay, I started taking stool softener, but that has a limited effect, and it usually takes a little while to have effect when it does work. So at this point, I don't know, like even this morning, I'm like, I literally had like one tiny cucumber. So I'm like, I don't want to put too much food in my system. And even that, now that one tiny cucumber makes me feel like, yeah, okay, I'm going to explode and this sucks and I want to poop, but I know that I can't because I tried already half a dozen times this morning and it didn't work. So yeah, definitely, definitely not pleasant. So I did not know what to expect, as I mentioned in the last video. It's like yesterday was the best day I had in a month. Today, I doubt will be that. Last night definitely was not the best night I had in a month. So I'm assuming the day is going to be relatively similar. I hope things get better throughout the day because if I'm stuck like this all day, it's definitely going to be a shitty day. Pun totally intended. So yeah, once again, I don't know what to expect. And it's always like every single time things get better, it's like, oh, well, it's not really better. It's more like you switch one problem for another. So cool, I'm probably not going to throw up again. I don't have the impression that I'll be nauseous. I'm able to consume food without being repulsed by it. In fact, I had my first real meal in a week yesterday, and I kind of enjoyed it. Hated every single second that came after because of how I felt, but the actual eating process was relatively pleasant, which has not happened in a while at this point. So things are better, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I know I need food in my system, but it's not coming out, so there's a limited amount to how much food I can put in my system. So I'm pretty much back to the same spot where I was. It's like, okay, before I couldn't have enough food in my system because it would just come back out, and now it's like it just doesn't come out, so I can't really put more in because there's limited space. So I'm pretty much back to, yep, there's just a limited amount of food that I can consume at the moment. And no matter, what I end up doing, I'm still going to feel uncomfortable for most of the day. Just a different kind of discomfort and pain. So I guess, I don't know if they have that expression in English, but in French they have this expression where it basically means, like, I'm translating, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like you change the pain from one place to the next, from one place to the other. So it's like, in French it's changer le mal de place. So it's like, well, at least it gives this part of your body a break by moving the pain to a different part of your body. So it's kind of that principle at work here, I guess. So yeah, once again, nothing I can do about it. Hope for the best. Make the most of it. Try to distract myself. Try not to eat too much, yet still eat enough that my body has the necessary fuel to function. Hope that the constipation eventually goes away, and hope that I'll be able to sleep. That was the thing. Yesterday, I'm like, well, this sucks, so let's just go to sleep. That way I'll feel better because I won't be aware of the pain and the discomfort and everything while I'm sleeping. And it's like, yeah, it turns out you're barely going to sleep. So you're going to get to enjoy this all night. So hopefully tomorrow night or tonight is going to be better. Because, yeah, full night of this, plus I'm assuming today is probably going to be similar, followed by another night, that would really suck. I would not enjoy that. Once again, not something I have control over. If I did, I would be pooping right now. By the way, I just thought of something. It would be so ironic given everything I've said of, like, the throwing up is over. I don't need to worry about that. All I do now need to worry about now is the constipation. And then it's like right now, midway through the video, it's like start throwing up. That would just be ironic. It would suck. I hope it doesn't happen, of course, and it would be gross on camera. But it would just, yeah, it'd be kind of funny in a way. So yeah, that's been my update for the day. So good news, bad news, everything evens out in the end. Nothing really changes, even though everything always changes. I guess that's life. This is a pretty good analogy for life. Yep. Who would have thought? Anyway, I'm gonna go sit on the couch and be in pain now. Talk to you tomorrow.